You ever wonder why they call crazy glue crazy? Because it's just better Elmer's glue than anything else. I know, right? Welcome to the 365 vlog. Let's go. So hello people, today is November 10th, 2016, day 316 of the 365 vlog, and I'm gonna talk about standards and culture. So the other day I was at work and I was thinking about standards and culture in the sense of why do we have to do certain things in America the way we do them, especially since we're the cultural melting pot of the world. And it got me thinking. Because honestly, this thought popped up because I was thinking about the fact that in my job, one of the things that you're not allowed to do is wear hats in the building. I mean, there are valid rules for that, but then it got me thinking, who put those rules in place? And then my mind started wandering elsewhere, and then I started thinking, who put in the rule that when you go to a job interview that you need to wear a suit and tie to look respectful and business-worthy? Like, where does that standard come from? Because I'm damn sure in other cultures, they wear different types of attire that also mean that you are very professional or respectable in that culture's way. Why is it defined in America that a suit and tie is the only thing that you have to wear? Granted, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of business involved in it and marketing and whatever reason that may be that a man looks really good in a suit, because that hasn't changed for decades now. And the reason why I'm critiquing like this idea of frame thought so much is because I think, honestly, when you think about it, a lot of standards and things come from, like, I guess European or Americans back when they discovered America, and it's built up all the way till now. And I think it goes back to the thought, especially when you read history books, a lot of the people who are early settlers always would think, especially in places that were colonialized, they would see people as inferior or primitive for their way of living because it was different from theirs. So that's why I think people go back to the standard mindset. Because of history, it's put in this mindset for people that their standard is whatever is placed upon them. But then looking at it a little bit more closely, you look at the business side of things, and then you look at the people who run these businesses, and then you wonder to yourself, are these a diverse group of people, or is this one subset of people who have ruled or colonialized over people over time and have implored these ideals onto their working people or their standards for whatever is professional versus not professional? I'm the type of person who finds it really annoying to always have to wear a suit and tie to an interview, or always feel like I'm just so closed up. I hate suits and ties. I feel like they're very restrictive. I feel like they're the second age or new coming of slave shackles. Yeah, I said it, white people wear them too, but they wear it in a different way. I just feel like it's really annoying to wear, but that's just a personal preference on my part. So then let's take someone who's coming to this country for the first time, and they're coming from a different country where their standards and culture are very different, and they have to adapt here because they're in America. But there's no leeway for them to just be easily accepted because, one, they're new to America, two, they probably don't speak the language, so getting a job for them is going to be even harder because having an accent makes it just even harder in America, because if you don't speak American, people don't really care what you have to say because, one, they can't even understand what you fucking have to say. And that's another problem. Like, this video is evolving as we go along, right? Because when you think about it, I think one of the things I learned in history is when you're coming into a place that's colonialized, one of the things that happens over time, especially it's happened to me, is that the colonizers, what they want you to do is basically assimilate into their culture and remove yours. But America is a very weird place because it's a big contradiction. It wants you to be something, yet it doesn't want you to be something at the same time. It wants you to be diverse, yet it wants you to be assimilated with everyone else, talking the American accent, doing American things, that and the like. And I think in that part, I think that even adds to a bigger discussion about why certain things are the way they are, and if you don't do certain things the way you do them, then you're not American. Nonetheless, if you have an accent, well, forget about it. You just better hope you have offspring and they pick up the tongue so they don't have to endure all of the hardships that you do. And make sure you give them a normal last name, because that's part of culture and standard too. This goes beyond dress. This is about how you dress, how you speak, how you look. There's so many things to standards and culture that I'm not even thinking about. Because when you think about how you speak, people may tend to act differently towards how you speak. Maybe they'll be more acceptable to help you because they feel like, oh, this person's not a foreigner. And then another stigma that comes with being a foreigner is that Going back to that earlier thing that I said, that you're uncivilized or you're not as smart. For some reason that just comes across that way, because one, they're not speaking American. Yeah, it's American, whatever else you want to call it. I do like these kind of vlogs. I feel like I'm gonna revisit this topic on standards and culture, because one of the things that bothers me is that there's implicit racism in a lot of it. And it doesn't affect those who are, I guess, lighter, fairer skinned white people as much, because they're the ones who set those standards in place. If you're the people who make the rules, usually they don't tend to apply to you because, well, you've made them so that they benefit you and they'll always benefit you and your people. Nonetheless, I'm gonna stop this video right here and probably come back to this topic because it's very interesting and it's expanding more on like how cultures are just like implicitly put down and whatnot. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today, and if you made it to the end of this video, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe for more. So tell me guys, what do you think about cultures and standards and all the stuff that I talked about in this video? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Tell me in the comment section down below. But yeah guys, I'm Vandal, the Freaky 365, and I'll talk to you next time with another video. Peace, bye. I think for the most part, I think liberals' bubbles have been bursted. Even my own, I didn't expect him to win. But I think just showing what happened and what people didn't expect, I think backfired against, I guess, the Democrats, and I guess having Hillary Clinton as someone that wasn't